Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome to your reading class. This is our 8th lecture, and today we're going to talk about how to recognize cause and effect sentences. Also, we will be having kind of information questions, how to make an information question. Also, we will be having a list of vocabulary and how to skim for the topics and main ideas. So we will start at the beginning now with recognizing cause and effect. You can find this on page 79 in your textbook. First of all, cause. What does cause mean? Cause is the reason. Effect is the result. Sabab wa natija. Salim did not come to university. He was very sick. Salim did not come to university. This was the result. Why? Because he was effect. So here we have the effect sentence, and the other is cause. As you can see, every cause has an effect, and every effect has a cause. We join cause and effect in order to make one sentence by because, as, since. These are all actually used to join cause and effect in one sentence. Because, as, and since. Also, we have as a result, therefore, consequently, so are used to talk about effects or results. So, whenever you use because, as, since, the reader will come to know that you're talking about cause or reason. Whenever you talk about as a result, therefore, consequently, so, the reader will come to know that you're talking about effect or result. The effect or result. Salim did not come because he was very sick. أو ممكن تحكي as أو since. هذه since, as, or because نفس المعنى. Salim did not come because he was very sick. Salim did not come as he was very sick. Salim did not come since he was very sick. لاحظوا الجملة هنا كانت منقسمة. هذا بنسميها fragment sentence. Salim did not come to university نقطة. He was very sick. بدل النقطة جاءت because, as, and since, and they join this one sentence with this one sentence. Because, since, as Salim was sick, he did not come. Because Salim was sick, he did not come. ممكن نستخدم because في بداية الجملة. Because أو since Salim was sick, he did not come. لاحظوا استبدلناها في كوما ما بين الجملتين. As Salim was sick, comma, he did not come. إذا ممكن we can use because, as, since between the two sentences, between the two clauses, or we can use because, as, and since at the beginning of each sentence. The last one, Salim was very sick. Therefore, he did not come. لذلك هذه كلياتها لذلك السبب. Salim was very sick, so he did not come. Salim was very sick, as a result, he did not come. Salim was very sick, consequently, he did not come. So as you can see here, we have sentences, a cause sentence, and we have a result sentence. After therefore, so, as a result, consequently, a comma comes. So a comma comes after therefore, so, as a result, and consequently. Let us now see, this is kind of a sample of questions, how to use questions cause and how to use the cause and effects. Okay, he put on heavily clothes. The weather was very cold. He put on the heavy clothes because the weather was very cold. The questions were easy. All the students succeeds. Since the questions were easy, all the students succeeded. My friend is very rich. Therefore, he has a new car and a villa. The doctor did not come today, so the lecture was cancelled. The film was boring. No one enjoyed it. As the film was boring, no one enjoyed it. The food was very delicious. Consequently, we ate too much. So as you can see here, this is a sample of questions of cause and effect sentences. He put on heavy clothes because the weather was very cold. Because the weather was very cold, he put on clothes. The questions, since the questions were easy, all the students succeeded. أو ممكن نحكي all the students succeeded since the questions were easy. Number 3. My friend is very rich. Therefore, he has a new car and a villa. Okay? As you can see in this sentence, we can't put therefore he was a new car and he has a new car and a villa at the beginning. We can't do it. That's incorrect. We cannot do it. The doctor did not come today, so the lecture was cancelled. هذه as or because or since معناها بالسبب. So the lecture was cancelled. ما بنقدر نحكي so the lecture was cancelled, the doctor did not come today. لا، أول شيء يأتي السبب ومن بعدها النتيجة. The doctor did not come today, so the lecture was cancelled. 5. As the film was boring, no one enjoyed it. No one enjoyed it as the film was boring. Number 6. The food was very delicious. Consequently, we ate too much. We can't say, consequently, we ate too much. The food was very delicious. That's incorrect. We should say, the food was very delicious. Consequently, we ate too much. So right here we have covered the first part of our lecture, the cause and effect. Let us now talk about the information question. Do you know what information means? Information question is a question that asks you about information, about a situation. For example, we use who to ask about a people, to ask about person. Who is in the car? Rina. Rina is a person. So we use who to ask about person. After the who, you should put a verb. والverb هو is. ممكن يكون was. It depends on the tense of the verb. Where, we use where to ask about a place. Where is the book? On the table. On the table is a place. We use when to talk about time. When did you arrive? When did you arrive? هذه في الماضي. كيف عرفنا؟ لأنه did is used for past. We arrived at 12 o'clock. Why? We use why to ask about reason. Why will you leave? Because I fell sick. Whose is used for the owner. Whose car is that? It's Fawaz. Which? Which is used to ask about choice. Which lecture do you prefer? English one. So here it's asking about a choice. What? We use what to ask about a thing or an event. What did he say? He would not come to the party. How? We use how to ask about a situation or case. How is your study? It's good. It's good. هذه a case. Status. How often? We use how often to ask about number of times. How often do Muslims pray a day? How often do Muslims pray a day? They pray 5 times. How long? We use how long to ask about period of time. How long does it take you to arrive? We say 2 hours, and 2 hours is a period, فترة من الزمن. How far is used to ask about a distance. How far is the university from your house? It is 15 kilometers, and 15 kilometers is a distance. So all of these are called information question. Information question. We have who for the person, where to ask about a place, when to ask about time, why to ask about reason, sabab. Why we ask for reason, who was sabab. The answer should always start with because. Whose is asked for the owner. Whose car is this? Whose pen is this? Whose computer is this? لمن هذا الكمبيوتر? It's Fawaz, for example. It's Rami. Which is used for choices. Which culture do you prefer? English one. What is used for event or thing? What did he say? He would not come to the party. Also, we said how is used for a case, like how are you? I'm good, I'm fine. How often do you exercise? I do exercise 5 times a week. How long? You ask about a period. How long does it take to get to Mecca? 10 hours. How far is university from your house? 15 kilometers. So as you can see, when you ask with how far, the answer should be with kilometers or meters. Let us have this kind of sample questions about the WH question. Circle the most suitable answer, A, B, C, or D, for each of the following. What's the reason of the car accident? It was the very high speed. So here you ask about what was the reason of the accident. You ask about an event. أنت بتحكي عن حدث. Could you please tell me will be the final test next Monday? So when you say next Monday, you are asking about time. So you said when will be the final test, because you're asking about time. So you can know the answer. You can know the answer of these questions by looking at the answers of the questions themselves. For example, number 3, do you eat a day? Only twice. مرتين. So you're asking about how often. So how often do you eat a day? I eat only twice. How long did it take you to finish doing the homework? So how long, you're talking about times. So you should say 2 hours, because how long is used for periods. Number 5, is knocking at the door. It is Rami. So you're asking about person. Rami is a person. Who is knocking at the door? It is Rami. Number 6, I really didn't know the football match began. When the football match began. Here is the hospital from the police station, 3 kilometers. So you're talking about distance. So you should say how far. How far is the hospital from the police station? Number 8, did she say? Nothing. What did she say? I need your help, please. I don't know to start this machine. So you are asking about a situation or a case. So about how to start this machine. Number 10, 11, and 12. I will leave these 3 for you. You can do it by yourself. Just look at the answers and then decide which WH question is suitable. We have here a list of vocabulary, and I want you to understand these vocabularies, and then we will have a sample of questions how to use these vocabularies. You can find these vocabularies on page 122, 123, and 131. The first list is nouns. We have driving, corners, route, key, climate. Driving means سواقة, corners means زوايا, key معناتها مفتاح, climate مناخ, path طريق, gap فجوة, goods اللي هي البضائع, fuel غاز, و harbor اللي هو الخليج أو الميناء. Verb, fall, wash and reduce. Adjectives, economic, اقتصادي, global عالمي, addicted معناها مدمن. Adverb, obviously, معناها clearly, بشكل واضح. Okay, let us choose the most appropriate answers for this question. Wash has the same meaning as dig, clean, carry, and take. So it has the same thing like clean. Number 2, the word means away. Path means away. Which of the following is the closest in meaning to average weather condition over a long time? Mountain, rating, climate, and route. Average weather condition over a long time, you're talking about climates. Route means cause, solution, feeling, effect. What does route mean? I will leave this one for you to find it by yourself using your dictionary. Please go back to your dictionary and try to find the answer. What does root mean? The phrase make less has the same meanings as produce, introduce, reduce, and keep. It means reduce. The phrase lose power has the same meaning as fall, open, go high, close. To lose power. To lose power, it means to fall. For now, after we have covered how the three main parts of our lecture, we are going to move to another major part, which is scanning, skimming. We have here a reading passage where you can find it on page 119. Okay, let us start now reading together the following passage, and please pay attention, and you should pay attention to the meanings of these vocabularies. You can get the meaning of these vocabularies using the strategy of getting meaning from the context. For the first time in history, almost the entire world is now sharing the same economic system. Communism began to fall in the late 1980s, and since then capitalism has spread to most corners of the world. The basis of a pure capitalist economy is a free trade, also called open trade. There are benefits of open trade for both rich and poor countries. For competition, which in turn brings advantages such as lower prices and more choices of products for consumers. For developing countries, open trade means the people have access to essential goods such as food, clothing, and fuel for transportation and heat. An open economic system can be a key to improving the lives of people in both poor and rich countries because it can reduce poverty and improve living conditions. So this passage was talking about the fall of communism and the rise of capitalism. And here it gives us a clear difference and distinction between the capitalist economy and the benefits, or what we call the free trade or the open trade. So that was the basis of capitalist economy, تجارة الحرة. And it talks about the benefits of free trade or open trade on the countries, the rich and poor countries. Let us go together and let us answer the following structure. Choose the most appropriate answer. What is the entire board now is sharing? Is it sharing the history, the same economic system, communism, leaking boats? If you go back to the last passage, you will come to know that the entire world is now sharing the capitalist economic system. The capitalist economic system. So the whole world is sharing the same economic system. It's called capitalism. Number two, the underlined word benefits means corners, advantages, goods, or conditions. So when you're talking about benefits of the capitalist systems, what you're talking about? Are you talking about the goods of the capitalist economy or what? in here, you're talking about the advantages of the capitalist system, the advantages of the capitalist economic system. So we're talking about advantages. Number 3, which of the following is the closest in meaning to the underlined word reduce? Which of the following is the closest in meaning to the underlined word reduce? Is it make less, increase, import, and consume? consume معناتها يستهلك، import معناتها يورد، ومن الواردات، و increase معناها يزداد. To make less معناتها to reduce، يقلل. The underlined pronoun it, line 5, refers to. Let us go back to the last passage and see. The pronoun it refers to what? For developed countries such as Japan and England, free trade brings with it more competition. So it refers to free trade. So it refers to a free and open trade. Open trade, it means free trade, the same thing. When did communism begin to fall? Last year, in the late 1980s, last week in the 1980s. So the communism fell in the late 1980s. What can reduce the poverty? Developed countries, an open economy, war, or communism? What can make the poverty less? An open economy can reduce the poverty. Let us have, this is another passage, and this is another reading text which is different from the first one, which was talking about the capitalism, the capitalist economic system. Now let us talk about the following passage, and I guess it's talking about career and jobs. Let us read. You can find this passage on page 75. 100 years ago, in most of the world, people did not have much choice about the work that they would do, where they would do it, or how they would do it. If their parents were farmers, they become farmers. The society and tradition determined their profession. 20 years ago, in many countries, people could choose their livelihood. They also had the certainty of a job for life. But they usually could not choose to change from one employer to another or from one profession to another. Today, this is not always the case. Career counselors tell us that the world of the work is already changing fast and will change dramatically in the next 25 years. The situation varies from country to country, but in today's economy, there is generally less job security worldwide. Even in Japan, where people traditionally have a very secure job for life, there's now no promise of a lifetime job with the same company. One reason for the lack of job security is the worldwide decrease in manufacturing jobs. Another reason is employers need to hold down costs. This has resulted in two enormous changes for the workforce. Let us answer these questions and try to answer them as much as we can. The most appropriate topic for the reading passage is Career Counselor, Parents and Farmer, the Society and Traditions, Changing Career Trends. So are we talking about what? We're talking about changing career trends. The part speech of the underlined words choice is adjective, a noun, or adverb or verb. Choice is a noun. The underlined word varies has the same meaning as the word carries, contrasts, differs, watches. It has the same meaning as differs. What determined the profession in the past was the farmers, the society and tradition, the people, the country. So the society, we said, and traditions decides the tradition and determined the profession in the past. The main idea of paragraph 1 is that parents were farmer, people in the past did not work, the word of work has changed, parents were farmers. Well, what it says that the word of the work has changed. I want you now to go back to paragraph 1 and try to decide what is the main idea of paragraph 1. I will leave this one for you. So you need to decide what was the main idea and what is the main idea of the paragraph 1. A country that had a very secure job is Brazil, Japan, USA, China. Well, it says Japan in the passage. According to the passage, the answer was Japan. The lack of job security is due to holding down costs, worldwide increase in manufacturing, the traditions, the same company. So is it due to holding down costs? We have here a list of vocabularies I want you to understand. These vocabularies as the following. People who give advice about professions and careers are called career counselors. The feeling that the worker will never lose his or his job is workaholism, job security, word hopping, or course it's called job security. You have the feeling not to lose your job. Changing from one job to another is job hopping, job security, workaholism, workforce is job hopping. Okay, to hop, to jump from one job to another. The feeling of being happy and satisfied is distract, workaholism, pleasure, stress. It's called a pleasure. He looked through the ads and hoped to find his dream job. Sports, classified, self, drawback. He looked through the classified ads and hoped to find the dream's job. The faragh rate is very high and it's very difficult to find jobs. The salaries, employment, workaholism, unemployment, the unemployment rate is very high and it's difficult to find jobs. The last one, when I began job hunting, I put in my application at office of my companies. I will leave this one for you. So at home, you need to do two things, okay? The first one is right here, and number 8. And by the end of the class, hopefully you have got the main ideas that we have underlined in the elements of the lecture. Hopefully you have enjoyed the class. Please do the exercises by yourself. Try to contact me anytime you want if you need help. Thank you so much. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.